First is a 2 to 4 player vampire versus vampire game of Dominion in which players become powerful, monstrous and bloodthirsty vampires. Rise from the graveyard hungry to find that you are not the only creature of darkness in town. Fight other vampires for dominion over neighbourhoods and for influence. Hunt, but hunt wisely. The first vampire to accrue an influence score of 10 wins and can finally slake their thirst. What's in the box? Here's what's in the box. A 12x8 instruction manual, 30 neighbourhood cards, including a starting graveyard card, 30 Ichor cubes, 6 undead tokens, and a 10-sided dice for the orange, pink, purple, and green vampires, 80 blood and tainted blood cubes, a passable sun and moon card for active player's turn. Each vampire will also have a player coffin and 3 player cheat cards, which denote your action. There are 52 prey cards. These are the people you hunt in the city for blood, influence, or undead minions. There are 50 dark power cards. Players start with 1, but you can gain more throughout the game. Finally, there are 12 consequence cards. These are enacted when the humans have had enough of your shenanigans and affect the whole city. How to set up the game? The first thing you want to do is to separate and shuffle the consequence, dark powers, neighbourhood and prey cards. Once this is completed, put all 4 decks in the centre within reach of every player. Next, you want to take the red blood cubes and the black tainted blood cubes, separate them and put them in the centre of the table. Each player will then choose a particular colour of a vampire and take that vampire's dice, token, cubes and cheat cards. All of these will be placed in front of each player. Players then start by placing 3 Ichor and 3 blood cubes on their player coffin card. Next, players draw 3 cards from the dark power deck. They choose 1 dark power to keep and reshuffle the other 2 back into the deck. Then find the graveyard neighbourhood card and put it in the centre of the table. Each player finds their coffin token and adds it face down to the graveyard. Finally, you flip over the sun and moon card tonight, or moon, and the last person who played a vampire video game, watched a vampire movie, TV show, read a book, etc. takes moon card and is player 1. How to play? In Thirst, there are 3 things that are important to you as a vampire: blood, Ichor, and influence. Blood is a diminishing resource that you will lose each turn, so you must constantly drink blood by hunting on prey other humans. Ichor allows you to perform your dark actions, and they regenerate each turn. There are some actions you can do that are free of cost, but other actions like moving or hunting prey cost Ichor. Finally, there's influence, which is a gauge of your control and sway over the city, and is gained by controlling humans or neighbourhoods. Influence is also how you win the game by being the first vampire or player to accrue 10 influence. Turn order. On their turn, each player rises from their coffin and flips their token. This signifies to other players that it is your turn and that your turn is still active. The next step is going to be to stave off your thirst by sacrificing 1 blood and replenishing you and your minions' Ichor. I already have my Ichor full, but it's very important that you lose 1 blood every single round when you wake. The next step is to take actions by using Ichor. So I have 3 Ichor, and as you can see, there's a little arrow in between the Ichor and blood. I can always convert blood into Ichor to get more actions. All of your free actions, 1 Ichor cost actions, and 2 Ichor cost actions are on your cheat cards for you and your minions. Some examples of some actions you can perform that are free of cost are feeding on a thrall, converting blood to Ichor, dismissing a minion, discarding a dark power card, or resting in your coffin. Actions that cost 1 Ichor are moving, hunting a prey, and hiding a body. Examples of 2 Ichor actions are creating a ghoul or another vampire. Please note, there are specific actions that a vampire, a created vampire, or a created ghoul can take, and these may be different from one another. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 1 Ichor, get rid of it, and that is to draw a neighbourhood card, set it out, expand the city and travel. There. Okay, so now that I moved here, I have 2 actions left, or Ichor left, so I'm going to take 1 to hunt where I'm at in New Town. So I basically take that one and I put it here. I'm the first one to hunt there, so I'm the dominant person, and at the end of the day round I can get this new town resource. The number indicated right here shows how many prey that I can actually hunt. And so I'm going to do 3, so it's drawing 1, 2, 3. And what you'll see here is that from these I can't tell much, except that there is a varying heartbeat on each one. So this one has a heartbeat of 3, this one has a heartbeat of 1, and this has a heartbeat of 2. This is guaranteed how much the strength of the pulse is and how much blood they will have, but I'm going to play it safe and just go with wing. Flip it over, and what essentially happens is these 2 then are abandoned. There are 3 potential in the neighbourhood, you can only ever choose one to hunt. So luckily I didn't pull a police officer, have Leroy the lawyer, and so there goes to the left of my card. You can also refer to the hunting process on your cheat card that basically shows you this process. So turn your prey face up and add blood to the prey indicated by the prey card. So they only have 1 blood on them, but Leroy is now my thrall that is now under my control for influence or to drain blood. So I have 1 ichor left, and I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice this to draw a card again, and then I'm going to go ahead and build out the city this way. And that completes my last action, unless I want to convert blood into ichor to get more actions. Step 4 will be to command your undead minions. If you have them to command, they will perform steps 2 and 3 on the moon card. Finally, the last individual step of your turn is to flip over your vampire token and signify that you're done, then pass the moon card to the player on the left. They start their turn, and so on. Once every player has gone and before the night can end, players draw a consequence if there was a prey that got away or a neighbourhood was hunted in twice in the same night. Once a consequence has been revealed and resolved, flip over moon card to the sun side and start the day order. Round order. Players keep going through and repeating the night and day rounds continually until a vampire reaches 10 influence, and the game is over. During the night rounds, your vampire and your created vampires can move. However, during the day is when your ghouls can move, and only the ghouls can move during the day. Play continues clockwise while each player gets a turn having their ghouls go. Each player can create a maximum of 3 ghouls and 2 vampires. Once everyone's ghouls have gone, if any bodies are left out in the daylight, draw 1 consequence as the city reacts. Finally, in the day round, the last step is to extort your neighbourhoods for resources. At this point, if you have the majority of colour cubes on a neighbourhood, you have dominance over that neighbourhood, and you can both claim its resource, as well as use 1 action to travel between neighbourhoods you dominate. Keep playing day and night in turn until a vampire gets to 10 influence and the game is over. For more details, please see the rules. Thank you.